Welcome.
Hey.
How you going?
Well, I'm fucking better now seeing your handsome face.
What is that?
That's a herbal inhaler.
A herbal inhaler.
Hong Thai.
Did you give me some of that?
Yeah. On the last episode that got lost.
The last episode.
Mysteries. That's probably for the best, bro. I reckon by about 4 beers deep.
So we recorded an episode and Caiden drank 12 beers, snorted 4 grams of heroin, and I'm pretty sure he blasted the N-word with a hard R.
Yeah, a few times. Yeah. I put a heap of ecstasy pills in my bum like as I arrived. It was the
like
drive.
a human Pez dispenser.
That's it, man. Yeah. But no, I looked back. I'm like, I went in on a few heads there. Talked a bit of shit. But
It wasn't too bad. But nah, the episode fucking file got corrupted, so I had to scrap that one. You didn't go too hard. I reckon you could have gone harder.
a few ladyboy confessions.
There was a ladyboy confession. But yeah, it's what a time to be alive.
Yeah, it's good, man.
UFC China, UFC road to UFC in China, or Shanghai, wherever Hong Kong, I don't know where it is.
Richie's over there now working.
Yeah, Richie's working it.
That man's the GOAT.
Kit Campbell, homeboy last night, forgot his name. There's just the tour also fucking got his vicious win. That Aussies are on a tear.
It's all happening. Jack's got the belt.
Jack's got the belt, Volk has the belt. They fucking announced Volkanovski versus Yair though, which is the dumbest fucking fight.
I'm interested in that fight, man.
But he bet him so bad, it does nothing for his legacy winning.
Yeah,
if he wins the fight, everyone's like, okay, cool, you beat the shit out of him again.
In that sense, it's good.
But Yair's 4 times as dangerous now.
That's what I mean. Like, I'm keen to see how Yair is, because there was some.
But that's why I hate it, because now they're giving Yair an undeserved redemption fight, whereas Evolev is just fucking sitting there,
chilling.
does way more for Volk's legacy, and it's not as dangerous.
Yeah. What about Oliveira and old mate?
Was actually just having a discussion with my boys about this before you came. They are fucking full riding Oliveira off.
Hard.
But it gives me the shits how every Oliveira fight, they're like, oh, this is the one who gets fucking bashed. And then he comes out, gets knocked out in the first 30 seconds and then submits the guy somehow. I think whoever controls the distance of that fight, they are going to, whoever establishes the middle of the cage, takes the center and dictates the distance, I reckon wins the fight.
Yeah.
I can see a case where Aaliyah comes out and he gives Charles the most vicious KO you've ever seen.
Oh, heinous.
But I can also just as easily see the same thing on the other end.
Yeah.
Because Charles fucking hits so hard.
He's long, man. Like, Volk's got long
But
reach,
he knows how, he's different.
Oliveira's got, like, all his limbs are long, and, like, he's got that way of, like...
The teeps up the middle, the knees coming in, that laser right hand that he throws.
And unlike other heads that get cracked and sort of go defense, Charles's natural instinct is to scramble.
If you crack Charles in a fight, that's the most dangerous part of the fight for you.
Suddenly you're in a triangle.
No, right. But he's one of the only fighters ever where if you put Charles in trouble, that's the worst thing that could happen to you. Yeah. Because that's when he fucking finishes people, or he throws something and he knocks you out.
Yeah.
And okay, come into my guard.
Yeah.
I'm happy on my back.
He lost the belt to Islam, didn't he?
Yes.
But wasn't there another instance he fought
Armin?
There was
he lost to Armin.
When he had the belt, though, like, didn't he miss weight or something, and there was a fight,
so.
But they didn't strip him? I can't even remember. It feels like forever ago.
I feel like he might have pulled out of a fight. Was he supposed to fight Khabib ever? No.
No. I know there was one where I think he missed weight, and then they couldn't fight for the belt as such. I just can't remember who the opponent was.
Neither can I.
Bro, there's so much that happens in combat sports now. Like,
it's been a bit stagnant lately.
But because I follow, like, so many different, UFC up and down, but then it's like everything that's going on in one championship, and then it's like the jiu-jitsu scene. Watch less of that nowadays, but still, like, follow it. And then, like, local shit as well. There's a bit reffing and judging and all the rest. I try and keep on top of what's happening.
Have you ever seen King of the Street?
Yeah.
Dude, have you seen their Matador, the series that just dropped it?
I've only, like, started watching, like, first episode, bro.
Dude, just their promos are like so intense.
Hectic,
Like it's such a, and I love their cinematography. If no one's ever seen it, if you're not into combat sports, I definitely wouldn't recommend it, because if people think the UFC is barbaric, if they see King of the Streets, they're going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But
it's good to see that they're doing like their media and stuff's growing heaps, bro, because it's been pretty raw for
Netflix level fucking production sometimes.
Yeah.
Like they did it in a fucking. It's called the Matador. They label each event as like a theme. This one's the Matador, and they've obviously done it in Spain. I think maybe I think because it's a European or Russian promotion, they kind of travel a bit for their events.
You'd be surprised how many of these like leagues and underground things like are actually around. So like in Thailand, I wanted to fight. Like if it ended up being that I was going to stay sort of indefinitely, I wanted to do. They've got weed boxing. So it's like they run it at different events, and it's legit boxing fights, like legit fighters. Everyone has to spark up and that before their fight.
Didn't Eddie Bravo do that with jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, he had something.
High rollers?
Yeah, high rollers. Yeah. It's like the high rollers of like boxing. But I saw another one, man, that it popped through in a random WhatsApp message, bro. Like it was almost spooky. And it was like bare knuckle fighting. And it was just, all it is like, I looked it up a little bit from what I could find. And it's like heavy Russians, man, like pretty well all Russian fighters for the most part. And it's like just crowd in a warehouse, and you're in the middle of the crowd. But the prize for it was like 30K, so 30,000 baht, just to show and just to fight. And then I think there's win stuff on top of that.
I don't know how I'd feel about
big
fucking
money over there.
The bare knuckle just damages you so much. Like those King of the Streets boys, man. They're the one of the Matador ones, the ones that just brought out. For context, they do it in like they're doing this whole event in a bullfighting arena, and there's just like 10 members of the crowd up in this fucking like little open bit where a king would sit, just watching as fans. And the best thing about King of the Streets is they don't put music. It's just dead quiet before they do it.
Everything,
and you just feel the tension. And they start their opponents on opposite ends of the arena, and they walk.
Yeah.
And some of them are like, then you can see them starting to pick up pace.
Have you seen the ones on ice hockey rings?
Dude. And when there's this fucking dope angle they do where the dude with the camera must be like crouching and running, so it looks like they're and you just see them walking towards each other, and then it's just boom.
Yeah. Wild.
And you can tell some of them are very well trained.
Oh, definitely.
Like some of them, like there is obviously majority are just fucking brawlers.
Yeah, occasionally you'll just see some like big skinhead fella.
You could see someone who probably was like an ex-criminal and couldn't get a license to fight.
Yeah.
Like one of those kind of fucking things. Because I don't know how other countries go about letting criminals fight. In Australia, they make it really hard.
Yeah, in Australia it's full on. Like if you're affiliated in that, man, you can have a whole show shut down.
There's one. I'm on my Instagram. I just started following, and I just was inboxing. There's a brand in Australia that are doing it now.
Oh, killer!
But it's not as, I wouldn't say it's as like barbaric, if you want to call it that, as King of the Streets. But it's still like street fights, and it's like a street beefs kind of thing.
Yeah.
And their motto is knives down, fists up.
Yeah, killer.
And like, you know what I mean? It's because
it's probably in Melbourne, man.
It's Melbourne and Sydney.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find the name of it. I believe. Oh, I've messaged so many fucking people, man.
Yeah, your inbox would be hectic.
My inbox is a nightmare. I can't remember what's his name actually? Danny Rants. Sorry guys, I just have to shout these guys out because they're fucking doing something really cool, and I'm starting to really fuck with the bare knuckle kind of scene.
BKFC's coming to Perth. Yeah, soon I think.
Where is it? Here we go.
It's exciting, man. Like hectic but exciting. I think that King of the Street, anything where you can sort of like eye gouge and do like life altering shit, is probably less my cup of tea. But fighting bare knuckle is. It's
also brutal watching people fucking. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure. I'll find it though, and I will mention it another time. Yeah. But yeah, they're doing it in Australia, and they're doing like who's the toughest cunt in Australia thing, and they're doing like trials in Melbourne and Sydney with all these fights, and then the finals. But they wear gloves and shit.
Yeah.
And some people wear gloves. I think it's literally two people don't like each other. They go fight.
Yeah. Did you see Dan Hooker's tournament that he had going over in Thailand?
Those 1 minute boxing fights.
Wild.
Bare knuckle, were they?
No, I think it was 4 ounce gloves.
Yeah, 4 ounce gloves. I'm pretty sure it was just straight boxing, 1 minute rounds. and I loved it.
That's wild.
I think that's such a cool thing.
Throwing down reckless abandonment for a minute.
I would do that way over anything else.
You just treat the whole minute like the last 10 seconds of the third round.
Well, imagine that on a really high level where it's like Javonte Davis and fucking Haney.
That'd be wild.
Like Devin Haney. Like, is that Devin Haney?
Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine Javonte and Haney going at it, but knowing they have a minute to knock each other out rather than fucking have to outclass each other.
Yeah.
That's wild.
That is pretty sick. Yeah.
I would love to see like even Michael Chandler and fucking Mike Perry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is where Michael Chandler is probably going to end up.
Yeah.
He's fighting he's fucking fighting Ruffy.
Ah, yeah,
that's a bad fight for him.
That's not.
But he's
quick
just
turnaround too.
He wants to finish up his fights, man. He's done. He's like, I want to go make that bare knuckle money now.
Yeah,
because
he could hang in bare knuckle, bro.
I reckon he could. He'd do better. He would fare better because they would essentially match him up with a can at first.
Well, there'd be a few Bellator heads and that over there now that he probably would have fucking KO'd already.
Dude, him and Chad Mendes.
Yeah, run it.
Chad Mendes weighs like 98 kilos lean right now. He's 4% body fat.
He's a staunch unit, bro.
And he can throw a hook from Tasmania.
Oh, yeah, it's coming. Yeah.
I love it.
But you've been training at all? You had the time?
Nah, me and Miles go to the gym. Like I just like lifting weights now. I haven't fucking even put my hand in a glove for like maybe 2 months.
Yeah, I get it, bro.
I like weights.
So do I, man.
I like
if I wasn't
it.
fighting,
It's low impact.
Yeah.
Like no potential chance of injury.
Yeah.
I'll go back and like hit pads every now and then, but I think I like weights. I like that kind of side of fitness more now.
I love it, man. And ever since I was a little fella, I always wanted to be fucking yoked. Like,
you're looking fucking good at the moment.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, but not.
You're not looking prime Thailand, but big.
Nah. I have to. I'm losing weight now, so within that comes like the not heaps. I don't have too much to lose, like, but I'd rather take it off the right way than fucking. Drop 6 kilos in water weight.
When Moody came in the other day, he's noticeably smaller now.
Yeah,
because he was a fucking gorilla, man.
Yeah, bro, he was
like would have been easy 115.
In some of those B team clips I first seen when he was just got there, man, like 3 months in, kind of thing. Huge. Oh,
yeah, because he came in with So I'm releasing a podcast, the one before this one. So this would have been released. The podcast would have been released on Tuesday. My most recent one with Declan. The one before that I did with him. Before or after, just after ADCC, I believe. He couldn't even fucking breathe, bro. He was just like...
Yeah. Everything's like supersized and shit in America, bro.
Just massive. And then he came in the other day and he just looked like heaps, still massive.
Yeah.
But in comparison, smaller. Because he's fighting...
Clean, massive.
He's fighting below 99.
Yeah.
Because he's not fighting heavyweight for CJR2.
Yeah, that's probably a good move though.
Nicky Rod and all that are there,
you know?
and Nicky Rod and all that are there, and I think he's like, I train with them all the fucking time.
Yeah,
I don't want to go do something different.
Diverse, more like in the way of opponents.
It's probably just good not being in Nicky Rod's division, to be dead set honest. He's a fucking demon.
Yeah, it's not going to be a comfortable role.
Yeah, that was Declan's first role when he landed at BT, mate.
Fucking
literally
to Texas.
Went to Texas first time, dropped his bags off in the gym.
Jet lagged.
That's
a long old flight.
Fucking hour roll with Nicky Rod. Find out who you are.
Yeah, straight up.
Let's find out.
Well, that's probably the best way to do it though.
Yeah, let's find out.
Only climb from there.
Yeah.
No, but I get it though. I love lifting weights, man. And when I in Thailand, it was pretty cruisy because I could sort of fight at more of a weight a bit bigger.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a little bit different than over here, and you don't have these massive windows before you go to fight. Where it's like, you've got this amount of time, so it's expected you can lose extra weight and stuff. Like, obviously being sensible too. Like, I wouldn't want to jump in there like a bull cats division, but like if I didn't have fights and stuff booked, man, I'd be just pumping iron, let myself get proper big. Because now I've grown into my man body and I train seriously. Like versus when I was younger, I can see that if I was to sort of go that way, I'd be able to fucking get pretty staunch on it.
Speaking of fucking bullcat, he needs to stop lifting weights.
Man, his strength, bro, like that's unreal. Some of the
he's fucking lifting cars up.
Yeah,
it looks like,
man.
bro. He posted today. He's doing like, I don't know the names of all of them, but he's doing some sort of fucking
Yeah, he does all the
something.
uncomfortable ones too.
And he does them in a fucking barn to make it look even harder.
Yeah,
and he's got hay bales everywhere, and he's fucking like deadlifting this like literally 6 plates each.
Yeah, man. man, up until he had a squat rack in that, like a power cage, he was using the hay bales as like the rack.
He's like speed running an injury. Just lifting fucking 300 kilos over his head.
His strength, man, is insane.
And his speed.
Yeah, and he keeps it functional because you'll see him on the pads with Benetti and he's like...
I think the biggest problem with Isaac is just, finding somewhere where... Because he trains at a really intense rate of like he's very intense when he trains. Yeah. Finding a gym to call home, I think, is going to be heaps hard for him because he's so big, so fast, hits so hard, and he doesn't fucking turn off. Like he just once he's training, he's on. Yeah. And I think also fucking finding people to fight him for free.
Yeah, that's another
like who's gonna fight that man for free at an amateur show? Like you're gonna get fucking killed.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
He's got options, though, too, in the sense of, like, he could fight Muay Thai. Like, when he had that fight on Pride...
That was so fun.
Yeah, but, I mean, he's not out there, like...
No, he's throwing.
Doesn't have to be, bro. Like, and then, yeah, like, there'd be options there for it, like, fight-wise and stuff.
I think if he just went straight to pro, he'd be fine.
Yeah,
I think at heavyweight, especially... Because he's a smaller heavyweight, I reckon he'd get fights easily at pro.
And he's durable, man. Like that's a lot of heads I think worry about the whole like the knees to the head, the elbows, but I mean, bro, like and at the heavier weight divisions and stuff, all your things like rotational locks and that come into it at pros. Like what fucking heavyweights are doing heel hooks and knee bars and twisters and shit. Like it's a lot of the pro sort of concerns and stuff that are there for a lot of people. They become a lot less relevant when you're into the bigger divisions, like because you're not seeing a lot of guys that are like elbow fighters as such, or diving on heel hooks. Like,
yeah, it's fucking. There's no besides maybe like a Frank Mir or like a Frank Mir or who Aspinall's pretty good on the ground. Yeah, Jones is good on the ground.
That fight's not happening.
No, never.
Nah,
I've actually given up on thinking that fight's going to happen.
Yeah, Jones is taking the piss a bit, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of pissing me off how he's dealing with it. Just fucking... But do you know what? I can't remember what podcast I was listening to the other day, but there was these people and they were talking about how... It was John McCarthy and Josh Thompson on Weighing In, actually. Great podcast.
Yeah,
they were saying how Tom kind of is being a Chandler where John Jones... meaning Conor McGregor, when he was like dick riding it out so he'd stay relevant, and Chandler was waiting around like a dickhead for 3 years. Like, Tom needs to not wait around and just have a fight.
Yeah.
Because and I'm not defending John Jones, but fighting Aspinall, there's way more to lose than there is to gain.
I don't really...
Because he's done not much.
Yeah.
He's just done it very well.
Yeah.
Whatever he has done, he's done in ecstatic, beautiful fashion.
At this point, bro, like, I don't really even know why John...
Why would you fight?
Like,
why would you risk...
Even the Cyril
why would you risk
fight,
it?
like the whole... Like, the move to heavyweight and that in general.
Even the fucking Stipe fight. Easy fight, but if he lost... Like
that was poo, man. That was hard to see.
But John put on a good performance. He
always does, bro.
Yeah.
His fight IQ will forever be unmatched.
But his fight IQ, I guarantee, is telling him. I still think John wins that fight.
Yeah.
But in his head, I guarantee he's like, yeah, we probably will. But if I don't, then
that's a big if.
Because if he doesn't win though, recency bias, he's out the GOAT. Like, because everyone's an idiot. Yeah. Because MMA fans are dickheads. We're all dickheads. Yeah, we're like, oh, he lost. He can't be the GOAT now.
Why would...
Recency bias. So why would you risk it?
Yeah,
he's the GOAT. It's cemented forever. Yeah. No one can beat his records ever. No one ever is going to win a championship at, what was it, 22?
21.
21.
When he got it.
When he was... so no one's ever going to win a championship at that age ever again.
No.
Ever. No one's going to have his title resume ever. His title run at fucking light heavyweight is the best title run of all time.
Isn't it crazy, though, how it's like all the controversial shit he's done doesn't take him out of GOAT talk?
Well, it does for some people.
For some people, yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah. But losing to Tom Aspinall, I reckon for all heads just would.
Yeah, do you know why though?
Forget your steroids and your car accidents.
Do you know why?
You lost the fight.
Because Aspinall's actually very widely loved. He's not a heel. He's like a very cool dude. He's funny and he's a fucking animal.
He is.
So like losing to him is just, he just takes everything.
Where does Aspinall... Is he from Team Carbon?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's not from a super gym or anything, I believe. I think he's from a pretty small gym.
A bit more low key.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that
that
off the top of my head, though.
Yeah. I thought it might have been the one that Darren Till trained at, and
Maybe.
yeah,
Maybe.
that Team Carbon, which is like one of the sort of bigger gyms over there
It's
for
just,
MMA.
the thing with John Jones is if you don't call him the GOAT, and it's not just because of the PED accusations,
Yeah.
then you're a dickhead.
Oh, it's pretty
You're
undeniable.
a dickhead. But
if you watch back the fights and the people he's beaten, and
my thing with his PED allegations is every single fucking fighter he fought was on him too.
Yeah.
It was evening out the playing field.
yeah, and it's
It was just, that's all it was. Maybe he might have cheated against DC. They fucking hated each other. Maybe he wanted an edge in that fight.
Yeah.
It doesn't diminish his resume. He still beat him.
100%. Yeah, yeah, no,
Brock Lesnar was on steroids. He didn't fucking go on that run.
yeah, and it's like everyone's cheating, bro. You're
Everyone's
not
cheating.
You're not trying.
Yeah, everyone's trying to cheat.
GSP kept it clean. He never took PEDs, but he like vassed
He was
himself
greasing
up
himself
hard,
up.
like
He lost his last fight against Hendry.
yeah.
But he didn't lose on the cards.
Yeah.
Like,
And you'll see heads. It's like a lot of guys that are full, like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, respect, like they're the first ones that are out back, like getting the gloves as quick as they can, and they're like folding that shit up and like ruffling this out and like bit of sandpaper, you know.
It's fucking, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah,
Some
put a bit of
cunts
effort
would
in,
fucking
mate.
soak themselves in baby oil for 24 hours before the fight.
Straight up.
So they'd leach it out when they fucking...
Yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those things. And like with the PEDs, have you seen they're doing an enhanced Olympics next year?
Oh, that's gonna be fucking interesting.
Have you seen it?
No,
This
bro.
dude's already broken the world as like a trailer for it.
Yeah.
This fucking dude just pumped the world record for 50 meters in swimming.
The way that the world's moving, man, with science and everything.
But
like
why
that.
not see what the body's capable of?
Even
you know?
like not saying that you should go and like, you know, blast Tren or anything like that, but
Just
like,
some low-level testosterone.
yeah, maybe a bit of tea, but like peptides and things like that, bro. Like all the stuff that's gone, that big craze that went on with everyone losing weight on that Ozempic shit. Like, there's so much out there in terms of like recovery, healing, enhancement. Like, you know, unless you're in a point where it's sort of morally not right to be doing it, like fucking hell, man. You only got one rig. You may as well optimize it. You know.
I've got it here.
And use Breathe Ease nasal strips. Code Caiden 15.
Oh yes. Shout out to them, even though they didn't sponsor me.
Maybe it's just because you're Greek, bro.
There's probably a miscommunication.
Yeah, yeah, something get some bounce there.
We got it here.
Greece's Christian Golomev inaugural enhanced
wait up.
games.
Wait up. I just fucked it up.
Greece's Christian Golomev racing the clock. This promotional video released by Enhanced Games shows their athlete beating the world record in the 50 free by 0.02 of a second.
That's a fast swim right there, bro.
Fueled by a cocktail of performance-enhancing drugs and one retired
Through an IV drip,
James
man.
Magnuson
He's not even a
was
swimmer, bro.
like
He works at
I was super
Bunnings.
disappointed.
He spent 5 months in the United States
is so
training
funny. Have a look
and
at him.
juicing.
I was on a performance stack, so I was.
Can someone
using
please
things prescribed by a
Photoshop
doctor.
John Jones's face?
But will be back
Bro,
for next
that's
year's
a
inaugural
heavy
Enhanced
stack right there.
Games.
Whatever he
I
was
want my
just.
name up there in lights come race day.
The controversial privately funded games won't drug test athletes.
Yes,
Instead,
dude.
encourages
Yes.
performance-enhancing drugs.
Who wants
That's
to be a
low
human
key.
in one
Dude,
Sick.
I want to see the boxing.
Hard.
I want to see two boxers go fucking toe to toe.
Just juice to the gills.
Yes. But I reckon that's a brilliant idea.
That's pretty fucking. That's gonna be interesting, man. Yeah.
I think they should just let that happen in the UFC to a certain point.
Yeah, to a certain point.
Like
I'd say.
at one, they're doing it, all of them.
Yeah. Oh, hard. Bro.
And whoever says, but they got hydration tests and no, they don't. They got hydration tests. They don't have drug testing.
Yeah, but most of the shit you're going to be doing is going to enhance your water retention anyway.
Yeah.
So it's only going to fucking be favourable if you're trying to stay hydrated. Like
What's that big black guy that fucking fights at one?
Alan Naglani or something like that.
And he's like, oh yeah, he's fucking like Yoel Romero times
bro,
4.
He's sauced up.
He's
But do you follow his Instagram, man?
No.
He's ridiculously flexible.
But
eh?
he's athletic as
Bro,
fuck.
his flexibility is insane. Like
He's like
insane.
a natural 120
Yeah.
kilo man
And
too.
he'll throw spinning kicks and shit like that.
Yeah.
Precise as, like all these wild karate moves. Fucking hectic.
I'm wondering because in the UFC, I've talked about it 100 times on the pod, how like some divisions go into lull states and then some come up.
Yeah.
At the moment, bro, best division in the UFC, I'd have to say, is middleweight.
Yeah, middleweight's definitely.
Middleweight is so fun, bro.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for ages. But
Ankalaev fucking killed light heavyweight.
Ankalaev's killed it.
Yeah.
Heavyweight's fucking the champ's not fighting.
Yeah. And furthermore, bro, like in
Flyweight, who really flyweight's fun, but it's fun to watch. I don't follow it.
Yeah,
but like it's when it's on, there's a big fight.
Kai Kara France and Pantoja.
That's going to be a sick fight.
Pantoja.
It's going to be hard to beat him.
I rate Pantoja hard.
Going to be hard to beat Pantoja.
Yeah.
And then you got bantamweight, which I feel because Merab's champ, I reckon that could be a bit stagnant now.
Yeah.
Because I see Sandhagen could beat him, but he won't.
I don't know how O'Malley's...
Sean O'Malley's, I don't think is going to beat him unless he catches him with something coming in really early.
Yeah, it's got to be in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, because Merab's gas is just going to overwhelm him. And I feel after this fight, you're going to see O'Malley go to 145. And that excites me.
Yeah.
That really excites me.
Yeah.
145 will always be good. It's in a bit of a weird position. Everyone trying to kind of figure out where they go now because Volk's champ, he fucked up everyone's plans. So
hard.
It's like got to work out between what's going to work out between Evloev and Pico is probably going to decide the next fighter for the championship after Yair fights Volk.
Middleweight is exciting, bro. Reina Dudla's up there now.
I think the division that's going to unfortunately die the hardest is going to be 155 because I really think all of our fighters are going to retire by the end of next year.
We had this discussion hard on the last episode, bro.
All of our favourite fighters from 155 this year are going to be retired next year.
Yeah,
that's just the reality of the situation. You're going to have... Holloway doesn't have heaps of fights left, I don't feel. I feel he's very... he's young, but in fight years, he's been doing it.
Yeah, hard.
And then you got Dustin retiring. Justin Gaethje doesn't have many more left.
No.
Fucking...
Max, in terms of age, bro, is fine, but I think the thing with Max is it's like he's reached that point probably about 2 years ago where he's not diversifying anymore. He's not taking on any new shit as such. And you can only sort of fight the same way as an older man for a short window of time.
He's absorbed some fucking damage,
man. He's been in some wars.
And
loves it.
You got 170, which I think JDM winning it just opened up that whole division. So fun, bro.
Yeah.
So fun. And then you got fucking middleweight with Kamzat just lurking in the background.
Yeah.
Just waiting to kill someone for fucking a year. And now he's got DDP.
That's a tough fight.
It's a tough fight to pick a winner.
If Gilbert Burns can put Hamzat through that, bro, DDP is... That's going to be an interesting fight.
I feel like Kamzat's gotten a lot better since the Burns fight.
Yeah.
I reckon...
It's been a while, too.
What he did to Rob, man, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck what people say about... Oh, his jaw was injured before. He's popped his teeth out. It's not the squeeze that's terrifying. It's how he got him there.
It's
so
like
scary because he
bro.
runs at you and he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He will dive on your leg from literally the other side of the octagon.
Yeah, octagon's only so big,
And he's like, do you know how they used to call Ben Askren funky?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he's like the same, bro. As soon as he touches, like with Ben Askren, his whole thing was if he got your fucking toenail, he would slowly chain wrestle his way up to your fucking your hips, and you'd be gone.
Yeah.
And he'd keep you there.
And in the feet, he'd have really good like cheeky throws and sweeps and stuff like that.
And just keeping you off balance, keeping you on like never on 4 posts. But fucking Kamzat is exactly the same, man. As soon as he just touches one hair on you, he's done. Stuck to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. But I can also see DDP accidentally falling into a fucking DAS.
Straight up. Yeah. 100%.
I can see DDP going like this.
Yeah.
And accidentally just fucking hooking in a DAS. Or just accidentally falling over and knocking him out with a spinning heel kick.
Yeah, 100%. Some of the comments have been wild, bro. It's like DDP by drawing a circle on the octagon and Hamzat runs through it. Or like DDP by falling piano. Like, just wild shit.
But I don't know. I would put Kamzat to win by round 2. I think if it goes past like halfway round 3, it's over for Kamzat.
Yeah.
Because DDP looks tired from the first minute of the fight and he just keeps that pace.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like he naturally, the way his movement and his body language, because it's so loose, he looks like he's fucked.
No build up, no decline, just one set pace.
One set pace the whole fight, and he can take damage and he can fucking give damage. But comes out can crack too. What he did to Mershart, he just walked across the octagon and fucking was like, boof, gun.
Fuck you, buddy. Bang.
Then it was perfect too. He was like made him drop his hand, and then it was just boof, right on the jaw. Because it comes out and crack. Gilbert Burns at the time as well was a fucking murderer.
Yeah.
He's got fiddled on the weekend just past, but he's still a murderer.
Hard.
My favourite fighter to watch train.
Oh, bro, weapons. Yeah,
So intense. His training intensity is fucked.
Yeah. How's the rest of your year looking? You got like, you back over to Melbourne for any shows or?
I don't know yet. I really want to go to the UFC if JDM's going to fight in Perth.
Yeah.
So when I do that, just go do a video of that. I want to get a few YouTube videos in this year, but it's just fucking having time to film them along with doing this and shit.
Last time I seen you, you were on like a mad quick tear. You're like, I got to do all this shit for the podcast like straight away. And then I felt like, bro, within like the space of fucking 10 days, you've like skydived and climbed Mount Everest and fucking started a veggie garden.
Oh, dude, it fucking nailed me though. I remember I had like a month where I was like,
you're hunting now. Your new autistic
yes,
tick.
Yes. So I'm actually going to be doing a hunting video soon, but yeah, I just fucking take on hobbies and just fucking ride with them really hard for like a month.
Always been the same way, bro. Head see on my stories and shit. Like yesterday, I'm playing fucking drums, and next week I'll be like fishing or something. It's like, how many things do you do?
Did you see when my autism took me to build a snail farm?
That was my favourite one, bro. But then like all the snails died. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can remember the first potty. It was around that time, bro, because you kept having to yell at Bruno, you're like, get out of the fucking snails, you know. That was my favourite one, bro. Bring the snails back.
So I feel really bad because when I get ideas in my head, I just like to call people in the industry and talk to them and waste their time.
Yeah.
Like just to get some insider info.
Yeah.
Like I like to ring really luxurious house agents and just talk to them about
and
properties
it's literally
on sale.
like, hey, are you busy? Yeah, I am. Oh, sweet. Can you tell me a little bit? Like, yeah.
But I rang this hell old man. Shout out to Mr. Penrose from Tasmania. He's like, poor bloke's like 80 years old. He had cancer like in his bowels. He's fucking telling me on the phone. And he's the only like snail farmer in Australia, and he loves it. He loves snails.
Yeah, well,
and he's a French dude, and he was just talking to me for an hour on the phone about snails, about how to breed them.
How did you even get his number?
I scoured the internet. He did an interview with the New Zealand like advertiser or whatever, or the paper, like 8 years ago. And old people don't change their emails and stuff.
Nah, bro.
So I was like looking on the internet for his name, and then I found his name, and then I found his mobile number somehow, and I just called him one day.
Yeah.
And he sent me like diagrams of how to farm snails.
That's actually pretty sick, bro. Like, looking through trading posts and shit. Like,
It's wild. So you got a fight coming up as well.
I do, man. I do have a fight coming up on DFC, 22nd of June. So it should be good. Kickboxing, K1 fight, so short rounds. We're going to run it in small gloves, so we'll use the 6 ounces. And like full rules as such are like knees to the head are on and spinning shit's on.
Surprised you didn't go 4.
4s were an option, but if I'm going 4s, man, it would be for Muay Thai. Like I need to be able to clinch, bro, because that, like even then the difference in fighting in 8s, you know, for me to have a guard against, because this dude that I'm fighting, Josh Jackson, big respect too, like it was hard to get an opponent for this one. Like Josh is a family man, I could tell he trains hard. I was just at Pride gone before and his son had a fight, like, so obviously loves it, and you know, cheers for giving me a matchup. But yeah, like he can bang for sure, so big thing is obviously making sure that guard sort of more kickboxing style, it's up tight. It's up high. So in 8-ounce gloves, I'm pressing my hands in like that, and that's cool. And I've got that extra bit of padding that's going to protect me from the straight punches. But now it's in 6s. If I'm doing this, I'm fucking knuckling myself in the eyebrows. So even that subtle change in having the guard go from this to that, and in smaller gloves, the gaps and things, So for me, bro, like defensively, if I'm fighting in fours, I need to be able to grapple and I need to be able to clinch, especially. Like the clinch is a massive thing for me now.
Because in 4 ounces, you got to kind of utilize more, like a lot of parrying, eh?
Yeah, 100. And
it's a lot. If you don't want to get hit really clean, you got to
yeah.
kind of just get really good at fucking parrying because your guards, it's going to break your hands.
It's the factor of punching too, bro. Like heads don't realize. Like I do so much of my pads, bag work, and all the rest in 10 ounces, and like, I'll spar and stuff in 10 ounces as well. But like the factors of like your ankle, your wrists,
just
like
bending,
bowing and bending, and like the way you sort of hit your shots, like. And like I tore my RCL in this hand years ago. I took some dude down at a jits comp, landed on it, fucked it. Like didn't get surgery, ran some peptides, so it comes and it goes. But like if I hit too hard in the small gloves, right on these, like the main 2 knuckles you got to hit, if it folds, it's like shock waves of pain, bro, that goes straight up into my arm, and it like fucks up your whole hand. So there's just so many more variables. And like in a fight in 2-minute rounds, bro. 2 minutes is not very long. Like there's no feeling out, there's no touchy-feely distance, like, and especially against a dude that I've seen this guy fight, like he's a tough unit, like he's walking forward, I'm walking forward, we're gonna be slanging and banging, like. So I think for me, like, yeah, if we were clinching and stuff like that, if it was Thai rules or if it was an MMA fight, of course 4 ounce gloves.
I've always said 4 ounce Muay Thai might be my favourite new sport.
It's fucking killer.
I don't know if it's new, but it's like it's starting to in popularity. It's rising, but I would fucking love to see a full promotion of purely caged Muay Thai in 4 ounce gloves. Like there'd be enough fighters to do it. I reckon
there would be, bro. Like, I reckon that's moving forward, because I love MMA.
Great for MMA fighters as well, because then they can have another option when they can't get a matchup. Oh fuck it, I'll go do some caged Muay Thai. Similar thing, just to keep me going.
For me, it's cool that I'm fighting kickboxing and that anyway, because by the time I finish up my end goals, I want to have experience across as many disciplines as I can. Like any which kind of, combat sport, I want to sort of give it a suss. But like there'd definitely be enough heads to have consistent like cage Muay Thai fights.
3 a year, 3 cards a year, for sure.
And there's some guys, bro, that, because the Muay Thai scene is awesome and it's growing, but it is a bit niche. Like, and there is a bit of like, they're from this gym and that gym, and they're not doing they're not doing Thai style, or they're not doing my style, or this guy and that. And there's a bit of that, and I think there's a fair few good young strikers and fighters that get overlooked because the scene is a little bit cliquey. So like if there's something open for these guys that are hanging out more in MMA gyms, or even some heads in like jiu-jitsu clubs and stuff like that want to have striking fights, like there's a big demographic there.
Was Pride good?
Pride was killer. Yeah.
I was in Melbourne.
I reffed a few fights on the AMI show, judged a few. I reffed the first pro fight of the night. It was solid, man. It was solid. The 2 main events, the fucking cracker fights. There were a few on there that was, like...
Aaron had a good showing as well.
Yeah, Aaron's
and the other kid, the young kid from M16 as well.
Yeah, M16
had two of them, I think.
Yeah, some good fights, man. Muhammad Zaid, boy Muhammad from Technicians, he won the... I forget the WMC state title, so he's now next in line to fight Jack Spacey. So Jack, I think, is injured at the moment, hence why he didn't fight for the title now. So I think this was like a bit of an eliminator kind of thing. So Muhammad's got the belt. Muhammad's a weapon, bro. Like, really good fighter. But obviously, so is Jack. Like, Jack's next level, so that's going to be a cracker fight. I think hopefully before the end of the year we get to see that one. But yeah, Pride was killer. Carly does like a really awesome job with that show.
She's done a really good job with
that. That is like pure Muay Thai.
I don't know, poor girl, man. There's such an intricate show to put on. It doesn't, like when people go to a fight show, you don't realise how much of a head fuck that would be, man. Organising just the food trucks and shit, or like the food outside.
Even just little things where like
drink licenses.
Yeah, she coaches and stuff too.
She's got fucking 16 fighters on the car.
Yeah, bro. And then it's the little things you don't consider, like you're running around like keeping up appearances all night in a nice get up, and then you got your sweaty fighters like hugging you and shit after their matches, and you got to run around and get this person's gloves and da. Like, it's well organised. Knees of Fury, that show that was booked is
got
not coming
canned.
back. That was sort of inevitable, I think.
That I don't think he'll come back to Adelaide again.
No,
it's
too many times, bro.
Yeah.
But
just a shame. It was a good promotion. Oh, I don't know if he still does it well in other
Knees
places.
was like the first. I think he does really well in New Zealand. And
Yeah,
he's
that's where
starting
his
up in
base
Bali,
is.
So, but Knees of Fury when I was like a kid, bro.
It was the thing.
There was the thing. I remember my auntie Kelly was like, I was like little, bro. She fought on Knees a couple of times, and that was like the big promotion. So, but I think like Element Fight Night, they just did like another show recently. That was actually really good. Couple of M16 guys fought on that. I think was it Crane?
Yeah, Crane fought
Yeah, Crane fought.
for the belt.
Yeah, that was a solid fight, bro. Louis Joseph he's a stud, man. Like he's on another level. Fighting out of Element there. A couple of good fights on that one. Yeah, now it's just DFC coming up.
I want to see Leondaris fight again.
Yeah, so do I.
The last fight didn't go through. It was supposed to be on
Pride. It was
supposed to be on Pride.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight Matt Maher on Pride. So Matt Maher on the last, not the most recent Pride, but I think it was the one before, fought John Rigg. John Rigg's like an OG in the Muay Thai scene, bro. One of the toughest units I've ever met in my life. He fought Matt Maher, and then Matt was booked to fight Leroy, which would have been a cracker fight. But Matt, bro, like I'll show you him before we go. You might not have seen him, but this is like, if you know how you just see some dudes, you're like, you are built for war. Like, you are here to fight.
Me and you are different.
He's like, yeah, bro. He's like black hair, dark skin, built like a brick shit house, back full of sack yarn, and just looks like he's ready to kill a man.
Looks like the bloke you're fighting.
yeah, except mine's missing an ear too. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I don't want to know why.
I'm not going to speculate, and no disrespect, but somebody I've been training with recently suggested it might have been bitten off in a fight, and that's just my fucking luck, really.
I might have to get him on actually to talk about it, get some hype in the fight. Imagine he comes in and just talks hell shit about you.
But you go with it too, like go on. Like,
he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, piece of shit. Yeah.
No, he looks like he's been. When you sent me the picture of like, I got matched up, don't tell anyone. I was like, in my head, I was like, whew.
I was really hoping I was going to be able to get my long-awaited oil wrestling match with Luke Helpsy.
Turkish oil wrestling.
Yeah. Man, but Helpsy, he's gone to great lengths. He's had a baby. He's done all these things
just to spite you.
Just to duck me, really. Like, and he was still. The backup option that I had planned was a Valet Tudo fight against Chris Penrose.
Nice.
Yeah, that one's definitely still on the cards.
Chris would love that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Helpsy's fucking. I think he's actually training again.
That's good. That warms my heart.
Because he obviously fucking always takes his cameras to gyms now.
Yeah.
And he's like, ends up kind of just getting stuck, like obviously recording stuff and things. And I think he's taken some time out now just to purely just go and actually train. Which is good because he's fucking such a nice dude.
Oh,
no one does more for the MMA community in South Australia than Luke Helpsy.
Yeah, and I would hate to think how much money he could have made that he didn't take.
And that's Air JPEG on Instagram.
Yeah.
He fucking does shit so cheap for people that it might as well be fucking free.
Yeah.
And you still get people that complain or don't put their hand out a bit more. Yeah. No one's done more for such a small platform for free in South Australia with MMA than Luke Helps. Combat sports than Luke Helps.
He misses out on a lot of opportunities for the simple fact, bro. And I've been struggling with this whole thing a bit since I've been back, to be honest. But like, South Australia is so cliquey, man. It really is.
I can't even get a fucking commentary gig.
Yeah, it's not.
I should be the first fucking person to get a commentary gig.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. But not only is it cliquey, man. Like, heads are just fucking very egotistical, very sooky. Everyone thinks their way's the right way or the only way, or like throw shade and that, you know. It's just, the scene's as great as it is, as much as I love it. I love you all, beautiful people. But it's fucking, there's some things that are a bit poopy there when you compare it to like international.
I think these things happen at every fucking I just think it's a MMA combat sports. I think it's a combat sports thing. Like jiu-jitsu gyms are jiu-jitsu gyms everywhere.
Just emotional heads, bro.
Jiu-jitsu heads get emotional. Muay Thai gyms can get culty. Like it's the same everywhere. It's the same everywhere. It just depends what gym you go to. Most fucking majority gyms in Adelaide are dope.
Yeah. There's heaps gyms I've trained at around. They're all fucking good dudes.
It's always at the lower level as well.
Yeah.
You wouldn't notice it probably as much on like the higher, I imagine.
Yeah, nah, I see like some fucking, because I'm kicking it around a heap more now since I've been back, and I'm like, so I hang out quite a bit at Gorilla Fight Club in Gawler, help my boy Paddy to take some classes from time to time, and I like train with their boys down there, and then he sort of hooks me up, gives me the gym space to use, travel around for sparring, bro. Like this morning I was out at Element Barossa with Brian. Shout out to that crew, awesome guys. Brian
Killing
and
it at
Talia.
the moment.
Yeah, they're off to fight on Shuriken Fight Series in New Zealand. Like
Shuriken's big as well. Brando fought on that, didn't
Looks
he?
like a solid show, man.
Brando fought on it, I believe. Did he fight Kevin Randleman on it?
Kevin Randall, as in like
Not Kevin Randleman. Kevin Raymond. Not the black. He's not Kevin Randleman. He's dead. Sorry.
the ghost of Kevin Randleman versus Brando Perry.
For the ghost of Kevin Randleman. Well, Kevin.
That's a tough fight,
Is
man.
it Kevin, the one that fucking
I know the dude,
he lit up a smoke straight after he won the belt at Hex, I believe.
Yeah, what a legend. I know I've gone blank on the name.
I can't remember, but I think Brando's fought on Shuriken. I reckon that's like their eternal.
Yeah.
I think that might be like their eternal because I think it's on Fight Pass as well.
Yeah. It's a solid show. They put on good matchups.
There's so many good shows now. That KSP, is it, from Russia?
Yeah.
KSP or something?
There's heaps, bro. It's hard to keep up. But nah, so kicking it around a bit, and you do see, man, there's some awesome gyms, some awesome culture. It's just, there's definitely some heads around. There's just Suki and shit, you know.
And Talia
Greats. The Great White.
She's like ranked number 1 amateur in Australia.
She's a weapon, bro. Watching her spar over the past couple of weeks has fucking been a pleasure.
Like a little Valentina.
Yeah, bro, weapon, just sharp. And when
she's lovely as well. I met her at Pride once.
Awesome person. And when you see like she gets in these, because they do some hard rounds out there, bro. Like even today, these moments where you think like, oh, surely she's gonna start gassing, she's gonna get stuck here. Like slick as reversal exchange. Like good guys, bro.
I'm excited for the Pena Harrison fight. Do you know Kayla opened up that fight as an underdog?
Oh, fuck.
And they must have, like, people must have loaded up on her because she's not anymore, I don't believe. But she was paying, like, $2.80.
Fucking hell, yeah.
Charles is paying $4.
Oh,
The disrespect, eh?
That's horrid.
The disrespect. That's fucking Aaliyah's... That's the highest margin favourite Aaliyah's ever been, and it's against Charles Oliveira. I cannot fucking wait to rub it in everyone's face when he knocks out Aaliyah.
I hope Charles just clobbers him, man. I really do.
I hope it's a masterclass from start to finish.
Yeah.
So that and then he loses his belt at featherweight because he's relinquished it. He goes up to lightweight, doesn't win. Volk moves up, knocks him out. Moves up again, fights Charles Oliveira for the belt, knocks Charles out, and then retires.
It's a pretty smooth way to do it. Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
That's the blueprint
that's
right
what's
there.
going to happen. No, I never want to see. Aaliyah honestly could give him a very, very devastating KO. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah. Interesting, man. Interesting.
I just really, I don't see a world where Aaliyah manhandles Charles Oliveira.
Nah, not without getting caught in something.
No, I just don't see it.
My fucking beard's getting caught in this microphone, bro.
Oh, I shaved. Do you know how nice?
I'm hell tempted.
When was the last time you've been this short?
Fuck, man. Well over 6 months.
Do you know how good it is?
It is nice, man.
I ate yesterday, and I didn't have to do these ones.
Yeah.
Like with the Furby.
See, I've kept the moustache going hard, but so even in the last few times I've had a shave, I keep this thing going staunch. Because once I got a winning record, I'm shaving the rest of the beard off. I've earned a big, thick moustache.
Yeah.
Fuck me, bro. It's just non-stop in the way. And now it's getting all long and dry. I'm sparring and training all the time.
Does Desmond train at
He's
Element?
at Element HQ.
Element HQ.
Yeah. Element Barossa, bro's, a bit further out there. It's fucking good collective of people, man. Tommy is... The way he coaches and the way he sort of like goes about looking after his team, and
yeah, they're nice dudes
he's
too.
a fucking really nice dude, bro. And it makes so much of a difference when you can see the contrast of like one corner you got your head coach is just going nuts and yelling and screaming, and he's being harsh with you all the time, because if you can hear one voice in there and that one voice is sort of making you feel like a fuckwit, that's not really, for a lot of people, especially younger guys, that's not really helpful. But Tommy's got this way of like, he gets the instructions in, he's direct, he calls you if you're doing something wrong, like, and he can be firm, but he's very affirming, and he's very like kind in, like, you know, he'll drop a little like, hey, nice, this, that and the other in there, and just, yeah, seeing it all in motion and sort of the energy that team has.
It's so interesting to see how like different people's, and with all like really good coaches, they all have obviously their own way of communicating with their fighters.
Yeah.
But it's funny seeing like which fighters gel with which coaches. It's like not every fighter's built for every coach, and not coaches built for not every coach is built for every fighter.
Yeah.
It's like some kids like take really well to criticism.
Yeah.
And they take really well, like they take it better when you're a bit harsher to them to wake them up. And then there's some people that as soon as you're harsh to them, they get in their own head and they fucking crumble.
Yeah.
And it's like such a weird line coaches have to trade, knowing the psychology of their own fighter.
I'll never forget, bro, a moment with Miles. I was working a DFC show, and I think Crane was fighting, and Miles and that, they were getting ready to walk out, and I was one of the officials that walked behind them. And they got the song wrong. They played like the wrong walkout song for Crane. And in that moment, you could sort of see he was a bit like, he lost that focus, bro. And he was like, oh, fuck. He's looked at Miles. He's like, it's the wrong song. It's not my song and that. And Miles just had this way of being like, who cares? Like play the bongos on his head. That's your walkout song now. And just did it in this way that was like, just so natural, instant. And then you just watch Crane, bro, like take that and then straight back in, ready for war.
I'd say Miles is pretty good at being like affirming, but also really like assertive with how he talks to his fighters. Like I feel like he's never screaming, but you can tell in his voice when something's serious. Like when a situation isn't going your way or you need to do this, he doesn't hide the fact. He won't glaze a fighter up and say, you fucking got this round. It's always go out and win the round. Go out and win the round. Don't coast, you know?
Yeah. No, there's so many different ways to do it.
It's fun, and like instantly one of the greatest cornering moments of all time. Keep circling, keep pinging the cunt.
Yeah, bro, fantastic.
Keep circling and keep pinging the cunt.
So Australian, right there.
But it's what he needed in that moment. Like, you know what I mean?
That's all it needed to do. Just fucking circle out and just fucking pop. That's it. Keep it simple.
He made it look so. I would have never have guessed that's how that fight went.
Yeah.
Because I, like many other people, just don't know what go. So Jonesy, Adam was in the camp with JDM and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, how's he looking? Blah, blah, blah. Because I was like, Bilal's going to take him down. And I don't know if he's going to he can get back up, but Bilal's going to get him down.
Yeah.
And Jones was like, nah, bro. He gets up.
He's getting up.
Like, Craig can't hold him down right now. Like, Craig wasn't even holding him down towards the end of camp.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that Jack's a fucking really, really, really high regarded black belt in his, like...
yeah.
He's like very good on the ground.
Yeah.
Because you just think of his hands.
Yeah.
And as soon as Bilal couldn't take him down, and then in the fifth, he got taken down in the center of the octagon.
Yeah.
Popped. He was like, okay, regain my composure. Boof. Straight back up.
Yeah, straight
no
into
bad... he never got in a bad position. And then got taken down again, straight back up. And then he's pumping him. I'm like, well, I did not picture that at all. It makes the Islam fight so interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the Islam and JDM fight, Islam can go out and he can do what he does to people. Like, it could very well be that. Or it could be they fucking clash. He takes JDM down. JDM just goes boof.
Yeah, straight up.
And then he's like, oh no, this bloke's stronger than all my other opponents.
Yeah.
This bloke's actually slightly bigger than me. And he's fucking hitting me and this hurts, do you know? Like, because Islam's a weight bully.
He is, bro.
He's not a weight...
Yeah.
I hate the term weight bully.
Yeah.
But the Dagestanis definitely are in divisions that diminish their longevity.
100%.
Because they cut so... Or not all the Daggies, but like Khabib was not... Like, he was massive.
Yeah, bro.
He struggled with his weight cuts. Yeah. And Islam, I don't think the size issue is going to be a heaps big difference.
Yeah.
because he's that big. But he's
they're all
definitely
massive,
But
bro.
JDM's bigger,
Yeah.
and this is
yeah.
the first time that's going to happen to him
Getting hit by a bigger unit.
in this organization. In the gym, he's probably fucking throwing around heavyweights,
JDM is sharp too, bro. Like, Islam is open a lot.
and he hits you on the 4th and 5th,
Yeah.
which is the worst time to get caught because you're not seeing him by that point.
Yeah.
He hits you with the ones that you're not fucking ready for.
JDM is like Nick Diaz, bro. Honestly, it's
With
like
power.
Nick Diaz, JDM.
But with more power.
Yeah.
And he's just more tight, just so tight and locked in.
Disciplined Diaz. Yeah.
The crazy cardio.
Weaponized.
JDM has crazy cardio, man.
Hard.
To pop up like that in the 5th and still be throwing.
Yeah.
Not-
Banging it out.
That it's such a good division now that Islam's moved up, man. So many fights I want to see. I want to see Islam and Shavkat.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
I want to see Islam and Gary. I want to see Islam fight everyone. I don't want to see Gary really fight. Pisses me off. But
Oh, Carlos Pradas broke my fucking heart, man.
yeah, he did. He didn't push it. I don't know what. It's like one of those things where Gary kind of just he's picking you and you're like, fuck sakes.
Yeah,
Every time I step in, he's got my range because he's technically so much better than me.
Everyone was like stressing his cardio on that because he smokes Starries, bro. Like, some heads just have it. Like, I've trained with some people and like friends with some people like in Thailand that have known Carlos, and like they all say it's like, yeah, he'll smoke a pack a day, sometimes 2.
Still got it.
Fuck, hardly ever runs, done that, but rounds on rounds on rounds, like IQ through the roof and that. And then you saw in those later rounds, bro, his jiu-jitsu, his grappling is fucking slick.
All of those Fighting Nerds teams really fun to watch. Silver, fucking Barino?
Yeah, there's Silver, who's it? Kai
Baralho.
Some Brazilian.
Yeah.
June Silva,
Baralho.
Carlos Pradas, and there's another fella, Mauricio Rufy.
Who will be the next champ
Yeah,
at 145?
He's solid.
I don't know why. He's 155.
I think he's 55.
Yeah, he's 55 because he's fighting Chandler. I don't know why Chandler's taking that fight, eh? That's such a career-ending fight. That's going to be such a fantastical, that's going to be such a highlight reel worthy KO.
Yeah.
Because when Chandler gets knocked out,
It's always
because he's throwing
so
vicious,
theatric, man.
because he's theatric and he's throwing to kill you. When he gets caught, it's twice as hard as he usually would get caught because he's coming in for a fucking kill shot.
Yeah.
Like, Chandler's very fun. I could talk shit about Chandler all day, but every fight he's in I tune into because he's one of the most exciting car accidents to watch.
yeah, that's a good summary, eh?
Like, cornering him would be a fucking nightmare. It'd be like, oh, great. It'd be like when, what's his homeboy, Usman's coach.
Fuck, man.
Trevor Whitman.
We're the worst with names.
No,
yeah.
Trevor Whitman, sorry. When Trevor Whitman was cornering Gaethje at the start before he was a bit more technical, it would have been a nightmare.
Yeah.
It would have been like, oh, fuck.
You see, Khalil Roundtree is training with Jonathan Haggerty's head coach, bro. I forget his name,
I hope he
but
fucking...
he's a big unit. So
I hope Khalil puts Jamal Hill back,
He will, bro.
back in line.
Right, he will. Khalil is outside of Pereira.
One of your
is the
favourites.
most dangerous striker in the fucking division for sure.
And just how fucking much he teeters on the end of legalities with when he throws his... Like when Aldo was fucking head kicking Zahabi
yeah,
the other week. I was like, oh no.
fuck, man, Aldo.
But Zahabi's chin made of fucking diamonds,
Yeah,
dude.
but Aldo just keeps getting robbed, bro.
Yeah,
you
but-
come back out retirement twice.
When
a
in
few
that
times you get
in that last round when he just emptied the tank, I was
Yeah.
like, how is he still there?
Tough
He
unit.
just took an old school 1993 soccer kick to the fucking head, and he just didn't go down.
Oh, you know, axe kicks are legal in amateur MMA. Axe kicks to a downed opponent are legal.
Aren't they? They're legal in the UFC.
Yeah,
Are
legal
they?
in the UFC,
But
but
in-
all levels of MMA, bro. Like, and so you,
Do you can on the head?
yeah.
Oh, I thought
if
it was only to
somebody's
the
like-
body.
Nah, if somebody's like on their back in guard or whatever, you obviously can't stomp them. You can't soccer kick them in the head, but you can so long as you go straight up and down, that's legal.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then obviously the universal rules changes and that. So many heads are forgetting that 6 to 12 elbows are on.
The only fight I seen someone really utilise it was recently. Who won? Oh, it was elbows and he busted his skull open. It was the last main event, I believe. Someone
Straight down.
used the 12s to 6s. It was in a main event or something too.
That's one thing that sucked getting ready for this fight, bro. Like coming back from Thailand, everything's knees, elbows, and I'm up close.
Just cuts.
Yeah, but now it's like, because it's kickboxing fights, no elbows. No elbows and no clinching.
It's alright, at least no elbows on you either.
Yeah, well, that's true.
That's like a bonus.
True. But fuck, been training with them and that, like, of late. Elbows are fun, bro.
Yeah, they
Especially in
just
MMA, man.
suck though.
When you can get motherfuckers all like half guarded up and just feed a few, you know?
It just sucks.
Yeah, they do suck.
Just sucks. I've fucking never copped, thankfully, a proper knee to the face.
Yeah,
but I imagine that's one of the most traumatic ways to get knocked out.
It's just
because when you get knee to the face, you're still open for 2 or 3 more shots.
Yeah.
Like, even if you get knocked out, you're still going to cop more.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's a right hand, the ref can get in there. When it's a knee, you're always copping one.
Yeah.
Always.
And anything, like, as soon as, like, the sharper weapons come into it, cuts and stuff are just inevitable, bro. Like, the only thing I got hit with in my last fight in Thailand was an elbow straight down the middle, and it wasn't a big one. Like, it didn't thud through it, but it was enough to, like, gave me a little cut, and it was off like a graze, bro. And then that in itself was enough to have me like bleeding. It changes the game.
Some people just have real sharp limbs as well.
Yeah,
like real sharp elbows, and they're like visibly like points to them, and like they got pointy, like real skinny, bony, pointy knees. Like Jack's elbows would fucking suck. His bones are built different.
I wouldn't want to get hit with those fucking Jack's.
No, because they're built to cut you. Like they look like they'd cut you.
He's another one. He's like that Matt Maher guy I was talking about. You see Jack, you're like, you were just sort of put here to fight, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's, you know, like, doesn't really make much sense if you're not.
Yeah.
You know? Like, can't get around being that weaponized and not fucking do something with it.
Yeah, there is certain dudes you look at and you're like, fuck, and there'd be nothing I'd be able to do.
Chris Penrose,
the man, the myth, the legend. Does he officiate? He only does jiu-jitsu, doesn't he?
No, he started doing MMA and shadowing and some of the Muay Thai and stuff.
You're not at a high enough level with officiating to put like a proposition to like a UFC?
Not yet, bro.
Or like, could you do an Eternal?
The thing that's hard for me, man, is the MMA over here is sanctioned by ISCA. And because I still fight under ISCA sanctioning,
you can't.
I still help out at shows. I still sort of help look after the fighters however I can, help run shit. But I can't judge and I can't referee. It's a bit of a conflict of interest. And it's like, even with the boxing, it makes it hard, because I'm one of the few heads, at least in South Australia, that's got the registration and stuff you need ongoing to actually ref. And then like there's potential for before the year's through to jump on a pro boxing fight for me. But it is that thing. It's that little bit of a clash, you know, because I ref and I judge and I'm a part of that sanctioning body, and then I'm going and fighting in it. So that's why I know, in my head at least, it's not the way it is, because all the guys that do it have the highest levels of integrity. Some are muppets, but for the most part, everyone's good. But it's like, I know that for me, like, I'd rather not be leaving any of my fights to go to the judges, because there is that thing in mind of like, I'm a part of the team, I'm an official and such. They're not going to favour me. It's actually going to be the opposite.
They're going to be harsher.
Yeah, if it comes down to a decision.
Because they obviously don't want it to reflect them if they score it for you.
I would expect nothing
if it's
less.
If it's a close fight, they would feel more comfortable not scoring it for you.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
You know, and that's not playing hard done by. That's just the nature of what it is. And now, like, since I've been back, like, I came back on the scene a little bit, was officiating and stuff. And once I knew I had a fight tentatively booked, I'm starting to step back a little bit now, because I reckon you'd be way more successful in like a career of officiation. That's my end goal, bro. Like, for me, it's about like,
John McCarthy has a course online now too.
Yeah, there's a few fucking.
John McCarthy would be the one. He's the guy. He was the gold standard.
Yeah.
But they don't make it easy, which they shouldn't.
Yeah, no.
They shouldn't make it easy to
a lot of your starts and stuff to get in, you sort of have to be brought in by, you know, spoken for. But yeah, end goal would sort of definitely, like, when I get to that point where I'm coaching, I would probably look to sort of at least be higher up in a sanctioning body, and I'd want to do that with MMA, not with Muay Thai or boxing. But yeah, eventually, it's still fucking got a handful of fights and stuff, and a few years training left in me before then. But yeah, that would be the thing to go take on the official side of things a bit more seriously, because I think it's important to have heads that are passionate and have heads that have been fighters and understand and that doing it. So yeah, but the Penrose does MMA, does jits, started out in Muay Thai.
Because you got to, before you officiate a fight, you got to like shadow. Do you have to shadow a
Yeah, heaps. You sort of go through like your first year where you do a bit of shadow stuff, you just help out, and then maybe you'll start judging, and they'll sort of compare how you're judging fights with how other judges are doing it, or like what the chief officials are thinking. And then eventually, if you cut for it, because the thing with refereeing, bro, you have to have a presence. Like, you see heads doing it that don't have that presence, and shit gets missed. The fights are sloppier. Like, you're dealing with fighters, bro. Like,
you got to have a presence, but you also got to be invisible. It's a hard job, man.
it is a tricky job.
Because you have to have a presence in the cage that, okay, you two can't just fucking bite each other, but you also can't get in the way.
Yeah. And, like, I'm at the point now where I ref pro across everything except MMA. And it hadn't been easy, man. Like, and even the most recent Pride show, bro, it wasn't easy. There was a fight. I personally didn't agree with the result. And it's like, when you're a part of something like that,
You got to shut up.
yeah, like, you got to sort of approach it all in the right ways at least, and it makes it hard. Or you get other people sort of doing things one way. Like, what the fuck are you doing, mate?
Even you will make mistakes as well.
Oh, hard, non-stop.
And you watch fucking two seagulls fight over a chip, and even you'd make mistakes. It's not an easy. It's also angles of where you
bro.
fucking are. I personally think all judges should have the live stream on there in front of them for any fight, because that generally gets the best angles. You can't see shit at fight shows. It's a terrible viewing experience.
MMA especially, bro, trying to look through the cage and that.
Yeah, and
you
then
got those big corner panels that block
the whole
shit.
fight's on the other side. You think the dude's been under his chin for a fucking round, but he's actually fucking like across his face. Like, do you know what I mean? You can't see anything. You can't see when shots are landing clean. You don't know what's being parried or rolled with as much.
And everybody, there's a standard on the things that score and the things that you're taught to look for. But we're all humans, bro. Like, there's certain shit that just tickles your fancy different to other people's, you know? Like, for me, I put a lot of value on how a fighter responds to their corner, you know, and how a fighter, like, the choices that they make in their actions outside of exchanges rather than just in exchanges, you know? Because if it was as simple as, like, whoever's the first person to hit and the last person to hit is, you know, I'm giving them that one. It's like, nah, like, how do they carry themselves afterwards? What's their poker face like? Like, if his coach is in his corner blasting one set instruction for a whole round and old mate's doing the opposite, and it's pretty clear that the instruction's a good one he should follow, well, to me, it's like, in the whole sport sense of a fight, that's something that you're not doing as well as your opponent, you know? Like, there's heaps in it, bro. It really is. And it gets tricky too, you know, because I think I got a little bit of personal investment having done it, and the fact that I'm still doing it, and I know so many on the local scene, like, I know so many people. Like, I'm never biased in how I do things with judging and things like that, but shit pisses me off a lot more, because I think, like, I understand what it feels like if you get a stoppage that you don't agree with, or I've had mates lose fights from shit decisions, and it's like, I know how much that affects that dude. You know, like, I know it's all the work that goes in. You sort of see it, or it's like you'll get people that, like, they'll ride gyms off or fighters and they'll be like, he's a shit fighter, or his coach is a shit and stuff like that. I'll always have those discussions of like, I don't really agree with the way they do this and that.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of, like, just condemning, like, you know, and it's hard, because it's like, for me, I think about the fighters, and it's like, fuck, man, like, this is the hardest job you can do, you know, and it's what you put into it, and that some heads just roll in, some heads don't even like it and still do it. Some people can sort of go in and be quite neutral with it all. For other people, bro, like, you're putting so much on that. That's your identity, that's your fucking everything. That gives you your virtues. Everyone's different, you know, so if you sort of cop the rough end of a stick because the officiating isn't as good as it could be, or maybe coach is low-key a bit of a flog, like, that sucks, man. Like, I feel that, like, secondhand, like, empathetically, I guess is the word, without trying to sound like too much of a fucking hero, of course. But, yeah.
I just think whoever gets fucked up harder wins. like loses the fight.
Yeah.
It's like damn. And also, I don't think they score enough for for wrestling defense.
Oh, hard.
For wrestling and jiu-jitsu defense, I think you should be like if I don't know if someone takes you down, puts you in a bad decision, you reverse it and end up back up. That should void the whole takedown.
If Big Dog shot 6 takedowns on me in a round,
and you've gotten up 6 times.
Yeah, or furthermore, I've defended all of them, spun him around and given him a
You're
knee.
winning the round.
100%. Yeah.
Because you're not
Fuck
letting
his aggression. Like, it doesn't count for nothing.
And I hate like control time. I guess I don't think it should be scored as hard.
Not as hard.
That's a hard one though, because if
It's
it depends
relevant,
if you're trying to push for submission or if you're landing damage.
It's one of the reasons, bro, why I've gone, I didn't put myself in for MMA. There's a few reasons, and I probably won't jump back in for MMA anytime soon, at least this year. And like, because it's like, there's so much going on, but it is a bit of that at the moment, like around my weight divisions and stuff anyway. There's a lot more sort of wrestling and grappling, and it's just a little bit more dull. And I after Harry gave me a thumping, I was like, oh gosh, my striking's low-key kind of poo. I took off to Thailand, I dialed in on all that, come back, and it's like it would fucking piss me off, man, if I jumped in the cage.
Someone took you down and held you there.
Not even like, I mean, it's up to me to fucking train to get back up and that at least. But if somebody got in that cage without the intention of fighting me, but with the intention of just grappling their way to a win, I'm going to sort of be like, motherfucker, like a 6-week camp and all this focused time and all this time and money invested in Thailand, and I couldn't
showcase what you've learned.
Yeah, not even that, bro, but just too, like, it's different if you're somebody that's playing the long game.
But realistically,
the
I was going to say, realistically, that's what you'd want to do.
Yeah, like, if you're obviously going to play it safe,
the path of least resistance,
yourself and that. But I'm sort of at peace with where I'm going and what my goals and stuff are and what my why and that is now. I just want to put on some cracker fights for my people, bro. Like, and I want to, so in that regard, like, it's low-key poo if I'm just defending takedowns for 9 minutes. Like.
Yeah, it's hard. It's one of those things where it's like, fuck. But it's also the right thing to do on the person's behalf.
I'm not giving up fucking KFC and sex and all these good things just to go and, get fucking pinned down for 9 minutes. Like, come on. At least, like, all right, if you're going to grapple me out, that's fair enough. That's on you, and I need to train harder on my grappling. But at least have a couple of exchanges in there, throw more than 3 punches.
Like, tell you, man, 4-ounce Muay Thai, you got to do it one day.
That's I'd fucking be doing it for this fight, bro, if it didn't go the way it did. But that's the goal, man.
I love to go watch a show.
I got 4 more years until I'm 30. And
that's when you want to be done.
Yeah, because I'm not gunning for the top ranks and things like that. I mean, if I have a few MMA fights, do all right, go pro, maybe have one on Eternal or something. But I'm also at a point, bro, where it's like life and work and everything else. I have found peace in the fact that, unlike the 21-year-old that's going to quit his full-time job and going to make it work to be in the gym twice every day, I can't do that in Australia, bro, nor do I want to anymore. Like, I can train and that and do what I need to do for a fight. I know that. I know I've got that in me. I know I've got that discipline now. The older I get, I only get better in that regard.
Yeah.
But, like, for me, bro, I'd rather just, if I'm going to be home for longer than a year, have a fight at home in that year, but save the real focus and the real dialed in for those stints where I'm overseas and I know that all I'm doing 7 days a week, twice a day, is all the shit I need to be doing to be, and just sort of run it like that until the body sort of starts going, chill out a bit,
Yeah, that's fuck. Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's probably the go, man.
Get the experience, be a good coach, good official, have a few cracks. That's the plan.
And then fucking, June 22nd.
Yeah, June 22nd, bro. That's,
it's coming up.
I'm fucking keen as. I'm actually really excited. It's going to be a good fight.
Well, we won't keep you too long. It's a school night. It's not a school night. It's actually a Saturday. No. I've got so many podcasts this month on. I got my event on the 29th.
Yeah.
And I've fucking got so much shit to upload, bro.
I've been flat straps, like work and everything else. Fucking working with kids is demanding. Now I'm starting a government job on Monday. I'm still training and all the rest.
So this will be your last podcast?
forever. Yeah.
The government job.
Yeah, no, it's good though, Chris. No,
No,
one
it'll
works
be
hard
good.
in government, so
It'll be good. Well, thank you for coming on, man. I look forward. If I'm not there, I'll be live streaming it. I'll be there to watch. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully it's a war for you.
Yeah, I reckon so. I'm just keen. Let's
Easy,
do
bro.
it.
Thank you.
Big love.